We have also invited our guest faculty also. Dr. Renu has also joined.
Hello Nidhi, how are you?
Yeah.
Fine, ma'am. Fine. How are you, ma'am?
Yeah, I'm good. So happy to see all of you.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning, Nikhil, sir.
I think we'll begin in another 5 minutes when Jena sir also joins. And
Ma'am, Jena sir has just called me up. He's stuck somewhere due to some that's fault in a metro. So he would be joining us few minutes later. Yes.
In a while. All
Yeah.
right.
Yes, yes, we can start.
Yeah.
Okay. I think another 2 minutes we can begin.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Nikhil, sir. Good morning, Ankush,
morning.
sir.
Good morning,
Good
ma'am.
morning, ma'am.
Good morning, everyone, again.
Snigdha, I think we should start, I guess.
Great. We can. Am I audible and am I?
Yes, you are audible.
All right. Wonderful. So good morning, everyone. And I'm so glad to welcome one and everyone here, who have gathered here to join in the webinar series that are initiated by our university management to ease the admission process, to facilitate the queries, to help spread the uniqueness of our programs and of course of our university and faculty and the unique features of every school and the kinds of services, the kinds of engagement that we have been providing all over these years. The kind of unique learner-centric identity that our university has fostered, garnered through its unique pedagogical experiments and always walking through the roads of interdisciplinary ideas. I think it was a wonderful initiative and I'm glad that it is coming to a conclusion through the schools that we have today. We have School of Vocational Studies, which is a fine balance of academia, the skill, the jobs, the kinds of practical engagement that we need at these hours. And I think School of Vocational Studies, which was established in 2017, is doing a wonderful job in terms of fostering and bridging the gap that we see between the skill, between the academia, between the job industry, the kind of unique industrial interface that we keep talking about through various schools, through various education, through various BA, MA, PhD programs. I think the kind of exemplary contribution to that kind of understanding that our university has been providing is happening through School of Vocational Studies. And I'm glad to be beginning this particular webinar interaction today for all of those students who would be referring to such kind of resources to know about our university's presence and engagements better. I would like to welcome all of the respected faculty members here, and I think it is wonderful to have all of us generate this information for all of us here. And I would like to, it would have been wonderful to initiate the discussion with Professor Jaina, who is the Dean of School of Vocational Studies, the kind of academic integrity he has earned over these years and the kind of engagement he shows, the kind of dynamism he brings with do all these programs is phenomenal. He should be joining us in a short while. Meanwhile, if we can begin this understanding through various introduction to the team members and to the kind of programs that we have, I would like to invite either Nikhil or Ankush, who are here, who can begin this session by actually sharing with us the unique features of School of Vocational Studies to begin with, the kind of programs that are there, and then we can go ahead by program coordinators one by one to initiate, and then probably in the end we can take up the questions if there are any. So may I please invite anyone, maybe who is Nikhil or Ankush, who can, my colleagues who are here. It's a pleasure to have you here, and we may please initiate this webinar understanding here. Nikhil, we can't hear you. I think you have to unmute yourself.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am. Yes, indeed. I mean, School of Vocational Studies was started in way back in 2017. Yes. And I mean, keeping in mind the demand of the skill manpower in India, especially. Yeah, I mean, a lot of surveys were done recently and 6 years back also when the school was started, like that there is a huge scarcity of skilled manpower and there would be a huge demand by the end of the year 2025 or 2030. I mean, there is a need of, the skilled manpower in the field of retail, tourism, hospitality, early child cares and centerhood management in accounting and finance. So a lot of research were conducted initially. I mean, a lot of emphasis were given on the finding out the feasibility of launching these programs. And by doing a lot of back-end research, the School of Vocational Studies was launched in 2017. And during 2017, the school started with 3 programs: BVOC, Bachelors of Vocation in Retail Management, Bachelors of Vocation in Tourism and Hospitality, and Bachelors of Vocation in ECCME, that is Early Child Care and Centerhood Management. So initially we started with 3 programs, and keeping in mind the demand of the regional demand of these programs, because the industries are looking for the people who are trained in retail, tourism and hospitality, and the daycare centers, the people who can take care of the daycare centers, the creche and the daycare centers. So that's how the school was launched, and it is a very kind of a surreal journey for us. I mean, it's been 6-7 years we have completed, and we have also launched BVOC in BVOC Accounting and Finance also in 2020, keeping in mind the demand of the people in the chartered accountants, and those people, they need people who are having good background of accounting and finance. And then also recently we have also launched MVOC program in tourism and hospitality, keeping in mind the demand of the people who are looking forward to pursue post-graduation in tourism and hospitality, as they wanted to do certain kind of research also. So this is how, what we are, kind of, keep on expanding in terms of the programs. And we have a very small team. I mean, yes, we have Dr. Ankush, we have Faria with us, Dr. Jaina, Akha Kairi Mao, he's the Deputy Dean also as well. And we have Dr. Asim also, he's the Program Coordinator of BVOC Accounting and Finance. And Faria is taking care of the ECCME program, and Dr. Ankush is taking care of BVOC Hospitality and Tourism program. So this is how, the small team is working, and, we are putting our best efforts in terms of, giving the right kind of, the expertise, the education to the students. Basically, these programs are the industry-led programs. Actually, these programs have been designed in terms of, keeping in mind the bridging the gap between the industry and the academia. So we are making the students job ready, so that after completing BVOC, they can straight away, the companies can come and take them. So we have a lot of examples in the past, like the students from tourism, retail, ECCME, accounting, finance. Straight away after completing their programs, the companies are coming and taking the students because they have already done a lot of internships. VWalk is all about, I mean, every semester we have a 1 month mandatory internship. Now the things have been changed as per the 4 years program. Every 1 year, the students would be going for some 2 months of exposure. So they are already by the end of completing their degree, they are already having 6-7 months of the internship experience. So the companies, they are looking forward to the people. So we are blessed that we are having those certain kind of programs, those are which are best fit for the industry. So this is how eventually the Professor Jaina would also be joining, very soon, and he will also be giving us more inputs about the school. But I guess I should start as in the capacity of the program coordinator of VWalk Retail Management. I will just
Sir, if I can start with the tourism and hospitality, right?
Sorry?
If I can start with tourism and hospitality.
Yes, you can go ahead. You can start with tourism and hospitality. Please. So Dr. Ankush will be presenting the details about the program of VWalk in tourism and hospitality. So please, sir.
Thank you, Nikhilji. So I'll just start with the presentation. Hope my screen is visible to you all.
I think we need to reorient the screen to see the slide play.
Okay, just a moment. Ma'am, hope it is visible now.
I think we are waiting. Yes, it is.
Thank you. So, welcome to the admission webinar today. So basically, I'll be speaking about tourism and hospitality. Tourism and hospitality. It basically speaks about guest and the tourism, which is in host relationship to the practice of being hospitable. That is the reception of entertainment of guest, visitor, tourist with warm welcome. Tourism and hospitality also refers to service industry jobs, which are into hotels, tour managers, restaurant, caterings, resorts, and other service position that deals with tourists. So basically, the entire phenomena of guest, taking the guest, making him comfortable, making him be exposed to a new place is what tourism and hospitality is doing. And as a global sector, we have 5.8 billion US dollar, which has been added to the global GDP in 2021. It also includes the food service, events, and the tourisms, which is a symmetric industry. It is a cyclical industry with working shifts, a lot of growth and boost to the economy. Along with the every year, it is adding on to the number of jobs into this industry. Then moving on to the course alignments, we'll speak about how VWalk Tourism and Hospitality is aligned with the industrial sector. Its industrial training part, along with the mentorship, gives a specific edge to the program, which is aligned in various 5-star hotels in Delhi NCR. Students are also going out for other places, like we have tie-up with Mahindra, Club Mahindra, and other places where students are being placed for internships. They have continuous evaluation and skill-based assessments, which are part of their course. These skill-based components are basically given a role play in the form of a role play, where the students themselves perform those activities, which are a part of the students' course, design courses in skill sets, which changes with every job role which are being assigned. In the later slides, I'll show you how our progression has been designed in VWalk Tourism and Hospitality, which is a hybrid mode of learning in tourism and hospitality. So this is the NEP and NHQF skill vision, which has been incorporated in the practical courses. So we have lab setups which are into F&B service, kitchen and stewarding also. We have role plays for skill development. We have multiple entry and exit options. We have industry-driven internships which are being given supported to students, provides students with multifaceted experiences. That means across the hotels, they have exposure and experience also. So keeping my focus on BVOC tourism and hospitality, this is a professional training program, skill development program, which has defined job roles as per NSQF. The NOS says 60% credit to be given to skill training and 40% weightage to 21st century skills. So these are together integrated in the form of theory and practical courses at campus, along with forwarded with training and internship at the particular level of experience which they'll be getting. So those levels we have in the next year. So these are the levels, which is at level 5, the first year, which is a diploma, level 6, which is the second year into advanced diploma, level 7 is third year, which is BVOC degree, and level 8, 4 years, which is BVOC degree with research. So these are a general line. And if we see in BVOC structure, it goes like the first year of the this year is in restaurant captain, second year is into tour manager, third year is into again restaurant manager, and fourth year is with BVOC research degree. So these are the various verticals where we see the progression of the students in terms of getting into aligned industries of tourism and hospitality one by one. Students generally they start their career with hospitality, and then they move on to tour verticals where they have experience of tourism companies managing tours. Then they move on to finally managing catering and restaurant business, which is into different hotels in Delhi NCR, exposure, and then finally with BVOC research. So these are the common courses and with their credit weightage, which is being provided to students. So these are common courses of 30 credits, job role specific courses 60 credits, discipline specific courses 20, discipline ability enhancement courses, generic courses, value-based education courses of 6 credit, outreach experience of 4 credits, internship of 24 credits throughout the program, and research proposal and dissertation of 8 credits. So this is the vertical alignment. And moving on to the exposure, and the best part of the is that the students have a lot of exposure in terms of various exposures to Expo Mart, to various hotels in Delhi NCR, and doing the same activities on day-to-day basis at the campus also. So you can have a glimpse of those activities which have been totally organized by the students itself in the campus, and they had been doing this actively throughout their semesters, which also takes the form of an assessment along with the skill assessments. So this is some part which is on day-to-day basis, which motivates students for doing these things in an aligned professional manner, and they finally deliver the same once they are joining different hotels and various other places of hospitality in Delhi NCR. Thank you. Hopes you have gone through the PPT, and I have been able to clarify those doubts. So if any queries or something, so I can just stop.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Ankush. That was a wonderful presentation, such illustrative engagement that you have shown. And I'm particularly happy about the fact, the emphasis that you have made on student-led activities, which is such an important thing, because this is the time which shapes these students' engagement and ideology, and the kind of personality development that happens because they are thoroughly engaged with the kinds of skills, with the kind of academic information that is being shared with them. That was wonderful. And I think because given the paucity of time, we could move on to the other presentations and the other discussions. And at the end of it, if we have certain questions, we'll take them up as for sure. I can see that Jaina sir has also joined. So it would be wonderful if we can invite him and he can share his inputs about the School of Vocational Studies, which comes from his thorough experience and humble personality. Thank you, sir. Sir, can you hear us? welcome to the webinar.
Yeah,
And
thank you.
we are looking
Thank you.
forward to your inputs.
Thank you, Dr. Sindha. Thank you very much. In fact, let us first have I'm sorry, extremely sorry for my delay in joining. I was caught in a traffic.
Sure.
That's how I could not.
So maybe we can complete the presentations first.
Presentation, let us first complete, then.
Right. Sure.
Okay, fine. Thank you.
Yes.
Nikhil will be presenting, I think.
Yes, sir.
All right. Yes.
Okay. I'll just quickly share my screen for the presentation. So is it visible?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Bachelor's of Vocational Research in Retail Management. So it is a 4 years degree program. Previously, it was a 3 years degree program, but as per the new education policy, you must be aware, now we have converted into a 4 years DVOC with research program in retail management. So the options have been open for the students to pursue research as well after completing 4 years. So this program was launched in 2017, as we have already discussed initially. And the things which I'll be covering in this presentation would be a certain introduction about the program, then program overview, the curriculum, the few the courses, kind of courses which have been offered in this particular program, and the career opportunities for the students, and precisely the research component. The fourth year would be a research component. So what would be the opportunities for the students in terms of the research if they would like to pursue certain kind of research after completing this degree, and the student testimonials, then the questions and answer session if there would be any questions, and then the contact information. I will be sharing the contact information for any queries if a particular student would like to write to us for certain kind of queries or would like to call. So introduction, the timeline, the program was launched in 2017. First batch passed out in 2020 with the 100% placements. Yes, of course, we have a good proven track record of giving students 100% placements. We have a good tie-up with the industries as well. So all batches so far passed. There are 4 batches which have been passed, and they have been given 100% placements from the school. And the companies such as Decathlon, Landmark, Reliance, Woodland, Shopper Stop, Arvind. So the list would continuously go on. So there are a lot of companies where the students have been placed in the capacity of store managers, fashion consultants, visual merchandisers, department managers, category managers. So we as a program, we are keep on progressing, and we have a good tie-up with the industry as well, and we are making the students actually job ready for the industry. So actually, the bachelors of vocational retail management typically aim to provide students with the knowledge, skills, the practical experience, which is precisely necessary to start a career in retail industry, because the retail industry need people who are well trained, well skilled in terms of the demand of the industry. The objectives of the program is these are the develop industry specific skills. Yes, we are continuously focusing on specific skills, such as we are giving students inputs about visual merchandising, inventory management, customer service, sales techniques, store operations, retail marketing. So all these the major huge demanded topics have been covered during the program. And then the enhanced business and management skills. Yes, we are also inculcating amongst the students about the fundamentals of the management, because eventually they would be joining.
Nikhil, 1 minute. I believe there is some obstruction. Can I please request everyone to mute themselves so that the presentation flow can.
I don't know.
Jena sir.
Yes.
Jena sir, I believe the mic is unmuted, and this is why we are not able to listen to the presentation. May I please request you to?
I'm sorry.
That's okay. That's okay, sir.
So,
yes, Nikhil. Sorry for the obstruction. Yeah.
No problem. So also we are also taking care of the communication skills. We are offering certain courses which are which are kind of developing the communication skills, the English proficiency amongst the students, because in the service industry you should be good in communication when it comes to interacting with the customers. Then practical training experience, we are also providing the hands-on training exposure. After completing every year, the students are going for 2 months of the internship. Then also the retail, ethical retail, responsible retail practices. We are also kind of giving knowledge about the various social corporate responsibilities, promoting sustainable retail practices also. And also the research oriented mindset, yes, because it is a BVOC degree with research. So we after completing 3 years, students would be giving certain kind of exposures towards the research, like the research, or we are kind of developing the research oriented mindset amongst the students, like in terms of the recent hot topics like consumer behavior, market trends, supply chain management, emerging retail technologies. So the potential outcomes which we are targeting towards is that the student should develop a retail management expertise. I mean, the skills which are being required in terms of how in the capacity of if he or she is working as store managers, department managers, or what kind of best practices he can follow, what kind of expertise he or she should have. And then the leadership and team management, we have certain kind of courses like organization and team dynamics, which are focusing towards developing the leadership skills and the management skills. And of course the customer service excellence is very, very important when it comes to the service industry. So we are kind of also kind of envisaging that the students would come up with good customer service skills. I mean, so that he can fulfill the demands of the customers. Then the entrepreneurial skills, we have certain courses which are focusing in terms of the entrepreneurial management development of the students. For example, if a student would like to open a retail venture in future, startup or certain kind of ventures, so he can do that, because we are also organizing entrepreneurial workshops during the program. Then industry network and job opportunities, yes, of course, we as a school and as a program are giving 100% placements to the students, as I have already discussed in my first slide. So we are always targeting the potential employment opportunities for the students. And in the past, we have a proven track record that the students have achieved. I mean, we have given 100% placements to the students. So the key features of the program are the practical orientation. We are giving hands-on learning experiences to the students. Research component is, of course, we are also targeting towards the research component as well. After completing the third year, students are, they have to submit certain kind of dissertation in terms of how much he has learned during the past 3 years in terms of his internships, his overall experience. Then industry relevant curriculum. Yes, we have industry relevant curriculum. We are following the qualification packs, the national occupation standards of the sector skill council, that is Retailers Association Skill Council of India. So we are following all the industry relevant courses, the topics which are in demand these days. So specialization options we are also offering. Then skill development. Yes, of course, we are focusing towards the skill development of the students, the analytical, the critical thinking, problem solving abilities. We are closely working on that. Then industry exposure. Yes, the students are going for 2 months of internship every year. And apart from that, they are also, we as a school, we are giving them opportunities to attend the annual retail leadership summits and the RISE summit. That is also a summit where the human resource people from various retail organizations are coming up and on a common platform and discussing various things. The students are getting opportunities to get a connect with those people. And then we have collaborations with retail organizations. We have a good MOU with Retailers Association of India. So they are helping us in terms of the trainings and placements. Then coming to the program curriculum. Yes, I mean, these are the various categories under which the courses have been offered. As Dr. Ankush has also told us, we have a generic course, we have job role specific courses, we are offering discipline specific courses. So basically, these are all courses which have been taken emphasizing the new education policy. So that is where we have taken all these, the disciplines. So we have various exit options as well. for the students. So as per the NSQF levels, you can see on left hand side this National Skill Qualification Framework. So level 5 would be the team leader. After completing first year, the student would be getting trained for the job role of team leader, and he can take an exit after first year, and he or she will be given a certificate. Then NSQF level 6 would be second year after completing, and the student would be getting expertise for the job role of department manager. And after completing second year, he would be entitled for the diploma, and then after 3 years he would be entitled for a BVOC degree, and the job role he would be getting trained with a store manager. And yes, of course, during the fourth year it would be all about the research. Those students who would like to pursue research after completing 3 years, so they can join the fourth year, and they can have the expertise of research, and then they can eventually pursue their PhD degrees and all those things. So first year courses, basically you can see the job role specific courses, ability enhancement, internship. So the job role specific courses, you can see introduction to retail sales, customer service and customer relationship management, then retail store operations. So these are the skill courses which would be offering. Apart from these, English proficiency, Hindi for business practice, life competencies. So we are targeting all those things which are required for a student for his or her overall development. So eventually the second year courses, advanced retail store operations, advanced store management, environmental issues. This course obviously it is a very significant course in terms of the undergraduation, the UG program. Then computer, we are also imparting computer application skills, then social connections, community outreach also we are giving, then understanding India, and then buying and merchandise management, IT applications. So basically we are targeting all the skill component as well as the general education component and the dissertation as well. So during the fourth year, the students would be working on their dissertations, and they would be doing certain kind of research. They would be having certain kind of options to opt for various specific domain of retail, like category management, like warehouse management, and all those things. So coming to the career opportunities, yes, of course, as I discussed earlier as well. So industry specific jobs we are offering, entrepreneurship. If a student has entrepreneurship ability, we have incubation center in our university. Then students can, taking expertise of retail, he can, do some pre-incubation activities, and he can always do the startups as well. Then sales and marketing also, I mean, the various organizations such as Landmark, Lifestyle, they are also targeting people who are good in sales and marketing. So we are also sending people in terms of the sales and marketing assistant managers. Then service industries, of course, I mean, there is a demand of, basically we are inculcating expertise, the service related expertise amongst the students. So service industry like tourism, hospitality, retail. So the organizations are open to take our students in terms of the service industry. Yes, the government jobs also the students can focus on eventually, because there are a lot of skilled universities which are coming up, and they are looking for the trainers who have done BVOC programs also. So this is a small, large, I mean, recently the students are, pursuing their internships. So these are the few students who have, I've taken the permission to share their photographs, and they are doing their things. I mean, the piling, then folding, and taking care of a store. So these are from various stores like Shoppers Stop, like Vero Moda, and like Lifestyle. So these are the various stores where the students are working currently. So research component, yes, of course, the fourth year would be the research component, and the students who are, have a certain kind of, motivation towards doing the research, so they can pursue their fourth year, and they can get some further opportunities to do their PhDs. So student testimonials, these are the some records which I have taken from our last batch, which have been passed out. So few students were selected in Jubilant Foodworks, Max Fashion, Lifestyle, First Cry. So in the capacity of store managers, assistant store managers. So we are targeting the organizations which are giving the positions of minimum department managers to us. So any questions in answer session, I mean, any kind of queries that would be discussed later, I guess. So I'll just move on. And finally, the contact information. If the students have any kind of queries, they can write to us. I'm also sharing, in the capacity of program coordinator, I'm also sharing my personal email ID, that is nikhil@aud.ac.in. And you can also contact us on my mobile number. If certain students have certain kind of queries, they can also, kind of call me up, and we can discuss about the program as well. So I think that's it. Thank you so much. That's it from my side. Yeah.
Thank you, Nikhil, for this exhaustive presentation. I think we have truly benefited, and so would have been the students. You have been so kind in sharing these very intricate details upon the university keeps emphasizing on the fact of engaged scholarship. And I think your presentation was the perfect testimonial to that kind of service and that kind of idea that a university fosters. I'm so thankful for this, Nikhil, and I would like you to, pass on the baton to the other program coordinators, because the time clock is ticking and we need to wind up the presentations in a couple of minutes faster as we can. So we have 2 more presentations, is it?
Yes, I guess the slots for other 2 presentations, if I'm not wrong, was in the afternoon. If I'm not wrong, I don't know if I can check with Faria. If Faria is here, Faria is not there. I think Dr. Asim. Dr. Asim.
Yes, Nikhil ji.
Sir, you have a slot right now, or you have a slot?
No. Our slot is in afternoon session.
All right. That's wonderful.
I think the Faria and Asim, they have slots in the afternoon, I guess.
Wonderful. We can.
Meanwhile,
I think
we can invite Professor Jaina, sir.
Professor Jaina. Yes, Professor Jaina. This is a perfect time that we look forward to your inputs here, and 2 of the programs have been deliberated in detail, and it was wonderful to listen to the component wherein such kind of brilliant emphasis is shown on learning and practice at the same time, and maybe you can add further and we can take up any questions if there are any at the end.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Snitha. In fact, I was thinking that this webinar precisely we are doing for the students.
Yes.
Prospective students. But
yes.
I don't see any prospective students in this link. I don't know whether such links are shared with the students.
And they are. So they're available on the website and the social media platforms. But I believe they can be seen in the recorded mode. And if there are any queries, they can be sent to us.
This one is being recorded.
Yes.
This one is recorded. Anyway, so that would have been much more ideal setup, that if student would have been part of this webinar,
right?
And then there should have been particularly prospective student, and if they have any questions, then they could have asked some questions to the faculty. And that would have helped in
Yeah, I completely get that, sir. It is always good to have these queries directly being permitted, and I think because all of us are here, we can help them understand the university's framework and the program motivation and background. But I just hope that when these webinars are uploaded on university's website, and they can always refer to those and get back to us as needed.
Recorded one is fine, but recorded one will not solve the purpose of
that's also right.
Resolving the queries of students.
Surely.
Live streaming would have resolved some of the queries if the student had.
Right.
That's a different issue altogether.
Right.
So I welcome all of you to this webinar slots allotted to the School of Vocational Studies. I think today is the last slot.
Yes. We have one in the afternoon as well.
One in the afternoon.
Yes.
That's fine. If others, if Haria is available, and if you have time, then we can complete even those 2 now itself. Instead, because what I see only 3 or 4 guests we are there. So why again trouble them? Rather, we can together have it. Dr. Asimi, of course, is there, and we can request Faria to join also. That we can make out. Anyway, keeping that in view, you have to take a call, Dr. Asimi, take a decision on this. So this is the School of Vocational Studies is one of the school which was started in the year 2017.
Right.
So that time it was thought that vocational education will be a very, very important, and particularly skill development will be a very, very important component for empowering the students, particularly those who are coming out from the government schools. Because most of these students, though in the liberal arts setup, like Ambedkar, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar University, Delhi, students they compete for the liberal arts programs, but many of these school students, those who are coming out of the government schools, they may not get the equal opportunity. So that's why it is the reason why it was thought that we should start a vocational program for the students, for the aspiring student particularly, coming out of the government schools. So in that sense, there are initially three vocational programs we started offering, which my colleague Nikhil and Ankush, they have presented on the tourism and hospitality, and another one is on retail management, and third one, of course, was started that time is the early childhood center management and entrepreneurship program. And then subsequently in 2020, we started this accounting and BVOC accounting and finance program. Before, let me tell you what we thought. That, pardon? Am I audible?
You are. I think there's someone's mic which needs to be muted. Asim sir, maybe we can request you.
Asim sir, if you can mute your mic.
Yes.
Okay. So then what we thought that particular time, that there is when we started thinking about the vocational programs, then the scheme also that time came out, means UGC came out with a scheme of starting the BVOC programs. And they were also funding, giving certain funds to certain universities and colleges. And we are one of the such institution to get the funding support for the BVOC program from the University Grants Commission. And when we started thinking about developing certain the BVOC programs, then we looked into that why tourism and hospitality or why retail management. Then we that time saw that there is a huge demand for these particular two sectors, including the sector of early childhood care education. And early childhood care education particularly, it is the program, many people get confused that it is a teacher training program. Of course, it is not a teacher training program. Let me clarify it. It is the center management, like daycare center or craze. These are the how to manage these centers. That's how the program was also conceived, and it is one of the unique program in the country. I don't think so in the spectrum of early childhood education, such program elsewhere exist, where the people are given training on how to set up a crèche or how to set up a daycare center or how to set up a early childhood education center. That's how it started. And of course, retail management and tourism and hospitality, there were high demand. So that's how we thought of conceiving these three programs. And first academic program was launched in the year 2017 for these three BVOC programs, other than accounting and finance program. And all these four programs were initially approved by the University Grants Commission. So as far as approval is concerned, there is no issue of that whether this program is approved for any other degree program or not, and like any other degree program or not. And subsequently, UGC came out with a circular that BVOC programs are treated as equivalent with any other degree program, right? So that's how these first initially three programs we started with a very skeleton staff, but most of our faculty are drawn from the industry and various academic institutions. As a guest faculty, they have many of the, I see some of them have joined here in the webinar, like Nidhi Agrawal and all these people. They earlier had worked, my Mahim, they have been working in the industry, but still they are working, they are supporting us as guest faculty and for a long time, and we are extremely grateful to them to support, means as they have been supporting. And we have in fact, frankly speaking, that when we started designing the program, we thought that we should have a both judicious mixture of both academic and industry collaborations. That's how it started. Then we started signing MOU with Retailers Association of India, which is a industry body. Then Tourism and Hospitality Sector Skill Council, which is a industry body, and BFSI Sector Skill Council, which is a industry body. And like this, we started working on. And we have got a very good response. And in fact, we have, apart from our core staff, we have roughly around 40 guest faculty associated with us for teaching different courses. That's what I thought that I must tell you. And many of the faculty like Likhil, Ankush, all these people, Faria, they have been associated with the school since its beginning, inception itself. They have been associated with the school. Rather, I joined in the school later part in 2018. Then these people had joined before that.
Right.
So that is the best part. So they have rather program understanding as they have much better. And let me tell you that the program has three important components. Every Vivo program has three important components. One is that apart from working on the core skills, but when I say core skills related to the specialization on which the students are doing, either it is retail management, tourism, or accounting and finance. The students are also taught something which is life skills. Particularly, we give emphasis on the life skills through an interdisciplinary approach of drawing the faculty from other schools as well. This is what, like when I say life skill, for example, how to improve your English speaking skills, or how to develop the personality, or so these are the, and many NGOs also have contributed immensely on this aspect as well. And third component, so first one is the core skill related to skill component of a respective specialization. Second one is the life skill, and third one is the industry skills. Every program has compulsory internship. A student has to go to the industry, work for some time, and that's how we have nomenclatured it as on-the-job training. We call it as OJT. My colleagues, they must have explained to you. So this is how we have been doing it. So our whole program is centered around that only. And our aspiration, our vision, mission is that we would like to be a leader in the vocational education sector in the country. And you must be knowing that as you see from the National Education Policy 2020, much emphasis has been given on vocational education and skill development. And keeping that, taking the cue from there, what we started, we are one of the earliest university to transfer our Vivo program into a 4-year degree program. That's how we have done. And in fact, last year itself, we started offering 4-year degree program, whereas many of the universities which are offering Vivo program now, they're still in the 3-year degree program. So what we have done, nomenclature, apart from giving them certificate, diploma, and degree, and the 4th year is targeted for, or is conceptualized as giving them BVoc with research if they want to go in a research field, or BVoc in vocational pedagogy in that particular discipline. Suppose if we say BVoc retail management with vocational pedagogy. So what we are thinking that we have conceptualized that fourth year we will be giving them more training skills so that they can work as a trainer in the vocational education spectrum. In fact, if we see, we don't get much trainers who will be taking up the skill training in the vocational education institution, though so much of emphasis has been given through the PMK, Prime Minister Kaushal Vikas Yojana program, or even apprenticeship skill programs. All these things, we don't get enough trainers, and industry actually really struggle to get the trainers. So some of these trainers can be, if they can be developed through our school, that will in fact give a kind of a value addition to the spectrum of the vocational education and skill development. That's what primarily we have thought. And this 4 years degree program also, many of our students, they'll face now is a easy thing if they want to go to abroad and do their master degree program. So they do not have to do another 1 year. The straight can, many of our students have gone and joined in the management program. Or even within India also. Within India, of course, there is no problem. You appear CAT and then you join in the MBA program. Many students, even including our own university, some of the students have joined in the MBA program of our own university. Some students have gone and joined in IIMs also to do their MBA program. So, and many of the people, they join in the industry for acquiring certain professional experiences. And we have a robust system of placing the students in the relevant industry. And that's how our objective is that not only giving them core skills related to their own specialization which they have chosen, also make them empower as an enlightened citizen. This is what is the basic core value as far as our BVoc programs are concerned. So 4 BVoc programs are in offer: BVoc Accounting and Finance, BVoc Tourism and Hospitality, BVoc Retail Management, and BVoc Early Childhood Center Management and Entrepreneurship. Apart from that, we have started also in 2021. The first batch will be out this year, MVoc Tourism and Hospitality Management. That's what is the post-graduation degree we have started offering, and that's why we have with the students those who have done tourism and hospitality, they have got a pathway to move to for their higher studies. Retail management student, of course, they have a pathway to go to the management program if they want to do MBA program in our university or elsewhere. And ECCME students, we have a MA in AUD, we have a MA Early Childhood Education. So they have also, many of our students have gone and joined in the MA Early Childhood Education, that program. Accounting and finance students, of course, they have a varieties of things, of job opportunity, means higher education opportunities, doing their MCom program, because this degree is not is equivalent to any other degree program. So they can join in MBOC program, MCom program, they can join in MBA program. Most of the students, what they do. So that way, we have a best synergy we have developed with the job market as well as empowering them for their, pushing them or facilitating them for their higher education studies. This is what I wanted to say. So if any question anybody has, I'll be very glad to answer. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor Jaina. It is always wonderful to listen to you, and especially at this occasion where I think you're the best person who is enlightening us with such important information and the kind of synergies that you have mentioned. And I think you've been humble enough to only locate this synergy with respect to the industry and the academia part of it, but the kind of faculty engagement that you have shared with us, the kind of events that the SVS has been organizing, I think they're all very reflective of, multiple synergies at the kind of provisions that are mentioned in our NEP. And the emphasis is always on bridging this gap, is always on inviting people from industries, is always in balancing that gap or balancing that quick jump from academia to industry and back and forth. So this kind of iterative engagement, if we have as a part of our programs, that's wonderful. And I'm glad that I've got to witness this with whole of your team. I would love if in case anyone else from your team, I can see Dr. Nidhi is here, Dr. Renu, Mahim, if they want to contribute to, why SVS and how this kind of engagement and what kind of value add do you think that this makes in addition to what our colleagues have already spoken about. It would be wonderful to listen from you as well, since you come from industry and you are engaging with this academic component here. If you could talk about such a synergetic ideology here that the university is facilitating for our students, it would be wonderful. And also, I wanted to make sure that we have time bandwidth of, completing the entire webinar, this one. Jaina sir, the remaining 2 programs will have to be scheduled as in the 3 p.m. slot only. I've been informed because they have been pre-announced at the university's website.
Okay.
So I think we will be concluding with the other team members, Dr. Nidhi and Dr. Renu, Mahim, if any one of you wishes to add to what we have already discussed.
Okay. Am I audible?
Yes.
Thank you. So this is Dr. Renu Yadav. A very warm good afternoon to Jaina sir and Snigdha ma'am, Nikhil sir, Ankush sir, and all the respected faculty members. I have been associated with this university for the last year, and in the first semester I was taking the subject of introduction to retail, and right now I have in the second semester I have taken the retail sales operations. So overall it was a very good exposure as talked with my students, as well as the course curriculum design for these 2 subjects was very much wonderful. Though Snigdha ma'am has started with the this webinar in a very wonderful way, Nikhil sir has given a much detail about the retail management, BVOC program of retail management, and then Jaina sir has cleared all the doubt, though because I was having the prior knowledge ki what exactly the vocational programs are doing and in what way they are providing to the student, but teaching over here and from this webinar there was again a kind of revision. So definitely it is a skill-based program, and the course curriculum and the OJT on the job training we are providing, that actually fulfilling the overall objective of making our students skill proof and making them industry ready. So this actually is fulfilling. And though, as Nikhil sir has told, communication is very, very important because we are in the service industry. So in our classes, in my classes especially, I do emphasize on all such things and very emphasize on the part of communication. My whole assessment remains on the role play exercises, on the presentations, and making them more developing a more caliber for my students to present and to come in front and present. So thank you so much all, and thank you so much Jaina sir for clearing, for giving again a kind of revision for this vocational program.
Thank you, Dr. Renu, for your kind words. We were truly benefited by your intervention here. Yes, Dr. Nidhi.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. On my part also, very good afternoon, sir, Jaina sir. And since you were not there, sir, at the time when I joined, sir. And sir, I would really appreciate the kind of mix of programs being provided by our university, since I have been working with various other universities as well. And the thing I have observed over here is that our university is providing the students the training program which is very much in necessity in the coming future to the students. They guide the student, they train the students for the practical experience, which is very, very important. Otherwise, in most of the universities, theoretical knowledge is mainly given. So this is the main thing which I can say, sir.
Thank you so much. I think we are very grateful for your association with our university and with our students. We truly appreciate all of this. And I believe all the people who are watching this and all the people who will be, listening to our interaction here retrospectively, they would be hugely benefited by this discourse. And I'm so sure that this kind of imparting of or the emphasis on vocational education, where the entire focus on the theories and other aspects is being exhausted or I think emphasized on the practice aspect of it. It is wonderful, and I'm happy that our university is doing our best in this regard, and I'm really looking forward to all the engagements that the students are going to have in this particular admission cycle. So thank you, Van, and thank you everyone for being here and for this wonderful engagement. Jaina sir, I'm always grateful for your time here, and I look forward to engaging with the remaining BVOC programs scheduled at 3 o'clock. And I hope there are more students who can join in and they can benefit from our engagement. Thank you so much. On behalf of Student Services, we thank you profusely. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Okay.
Thank you very much.